In border cities across Mexico and the U.S., many businesses are already feeling the so-called Trump effect. The value of Mexico's currency, the peso, has plunged lower in the wake of a series of tweets and statements by President Trump threatening to impose tariffs on Mexican products. That's not good for people like Eduardo Martinez. He runs a car lot that buys automobiles in the U.S. and resells them in the Mexican city of Nuevo Laredo. But the weak peso has cut into his profits so much, Martinez is ready to quit.
We don't make enough money selling cars. We just want to sell our inventory and move on to another business because this depends on the dollar, and the dollar is too expensive. I'm going to start a taco stand because that is what sells the most. It doesn't matter if the dollar rises, people are always going to have to eat.
Although President Trump's executive order to extend the border wall has generated the biggest headlines, his vow to renegotiate the North American Free Trade Agreement and impose tariffs on Mexican products could have a far greater impact on relations between the two countries. According to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, 6 million U.S. jobs depend on trade between the U.S. and Mexico. If NAFTA is changed, those jobs could be at risk. And if new regulations favor the U.S. manufacturing sector, many companies that depend on the low wages of Mexican labor would have to rethink their business strategies in order to survive. Craft brewer Carlos Cristiani has been producing his beer in Tijuana, Mexico, and selling it to the U.S., his main market. But all that could change.
Taxes on importation are fairly low, as are for U.S. beer going into Mexico. So no, without NAFTA, it would be, our product would be incredibly expensive here. We would not be able to compete. Maybe we need to invest in a plant in the U.S. as well, because we want to be able to, we want to put our eggs in different baskets.
Analysts are also warning of another possible consequence of a weakening peso. That the dramatic rise in the cost of living it's brought might actually push more of Mexico's poorest residents to cross illegally into the U.S. This would reverse the current trend of more Mexicans returning to Mexico from the U.S. than leaving the country.
That's the big irony and contradiction of what Donald Trump is doing. His actions are affecting the economy of Mexico. Obviously, when our economy is doing poorly, more people are going to want to go to the United States.
President Trump has said that moving factory jobs back to the U.S. is one of his main priorities. But if he implements new restrictive trade measures, he risks achieving the exact opposite of some of the goals he campaigned on. Markovits, CGTN, Tijuana, Mexico.